A couple months ago, I took the biggest risk of my entire life, which was moving out of my hometown of Dallas, Texas to New York City to take the next step in my career as a photographer, filmmaker, and creator. And for the past few months, I've lived in this small apartment with a couple roommates. And when I first moved to New York City, I was so in my honeymoon phase and so happy to just be in New York. And that was also my first time having my own room because I used to share a bunk bed and a room with my brother. So I was just overall very, very hyped to even be in this situation. But after a few months, reality started settling in with me and I realized having roommates wasn't the most ideal situation, especially for me since I moved to New York to focus a lot more on being a creator. It was just having roommates, you have to be respectful, of course, of other people's time and space, and you can't just film and do things however and whenever you want. But I will say the breaking point for me was one day I opened the fridge and there was just an open bowl of pasta in there. And I just can't live like that. So I had to make sure I got my own place. Now the place I had, the lease was gonna end in December. And in November, I was back in Dallas because I needed to get rid of my wisdom teeth because I had procrastinated that for years and years. So it was getting to a point where it was messing with my ability to properly chew food. So I had to go to Dallas, get those out.
So I'm 25 right now. I'm trying to make the most out of my mom's intern plan. Because when I turn 26, I gotta find my own interns. So I'm doing all this stuff, all the procedures right now.
But in that time, I also needed to start looking for an apartment in New York City. So when I was in Dallas, I found this spot online and it checked pretty much every box for me. So I made a move on it fast. I reached out to the broker. And the unfortunate part was that I really couldn't visit the apartment before signing the lease. I pretty much had to sign the lease online because I wasn't gonna be back in town for a few weeks. And so without even seeing the spot, I signed the lease. Probably wouldn't recommend that, but the day I moved out from my old spot was the first day that I saw this new spot. Luckily, everything pretty much turned out okay. And when I got to the new spot, I didn't waste any time before getting it set up. I started ordering furniture, started ordering things on Amazon, went to the store multiple times, trying to just get everything set up because I was honestly so hyped to have a space of my own. Now, luckily, my friend Ashish also pulled up to help me assemble my furniture.
We're in the Taj Mahal. This is awesome.
I definitely would have struggled without him because he was like a super pro at assembling the furniture. I barely had any idea what I was doing.
That one right there, Dave, look at the one I'm pointing to.
Yeah.
That one needs to move over to this and you're gonna do all the rest of the pairs.
This one needs to move, hold on.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot of new things since I started living on my own. Another thing I was super excited about was designing my space. I've wanted to design my own space for years and years and years. It's super important to me. I feel like everyone wants a space of their own that they can like make their own and design. I just never really had a space like that until now. So I was beyond excited to be able to do everything. And of course I have a studio. So basically everything is in one room, the kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom. But to make this look a little bit separate so I'm not depressed about my entire life being in one room, I decided to put this divider shelf in between my bed and the living room area so that way it looks like, you know, it's basically two separate rooms. And so I've kind of sectioned off the space like that. And then of course I got these dressers because I need somewhere to put my clothes. And then the bed, the desk, the rug, and the love seat actually came with the apartment, which was super, super clutch because if I had to order all of these things, it would have kind of been depressing. But I got super lucky that some of these things were included and I didn't have to buy too much furniture with this new spot. I still need to set up a lot of things, like my brother's gonna help ship stuff from Dallas to here so I can get my desk set up here too, which I'm super hyped about. So I'll probably make another video about the entire apartment later. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support. I'm super hyped that I finally have my own spot now. So this way I'm gonna be able to focus a lot more on just creating. I've always wanted my own spot to just help me have a space of my own where I can create however and whenever I want, and I finally have that. So I'm gonna make the best use out of it. I'm gonna be creating a lot more this year. So thank you guys so much for keeping up. Really, this is all possible because of all the people that have been supporting me create content over the past few years. So thank you guys so much. Super hyped to create more this year. Peace.